Hello and welcome back to Führerreich. So let me just situate myself a little bit here. We're preparing for the eventual war with the Russians, which we want to get into as soon as possible, because the Russians are kind of busy in the east. As well as getting into it before, you know, France, theoretically or possibly, gets into our shit. Which I don't know if they can do. Like in a... I don't know if they can start something like that. Like in an aggressive fashion. Best offense is what? A good defense? Yep, it is. This is in with the news, so they got a new general staff, which is way more offensive. Oh, dude, this mod has some really good focus trees, dude. Oh, okay, so this unlocks foreign policy trees. Okay, so oh, sorry, decisions. Okay, so this is the stuff that I'm worried about. Where the French could, in theory, actually, with this, I believe, declare war on us. Which is why we've got troops stationed on the western frontier, and these guys need to stop exercising, because I want to have them ready in the case that something happens. But these guys can exercise, because I don't think the Russians are going to declare war on us, while they're kind of busy with the Russian Republic in the east. So we've got another Panzer division, or a whole lot of them. And these are our... So we've got Panzergruppe A, which is light, but now we've got Panzergruppe B, or sorry, Panzergruppe something else, which I'll find out, which is going to be led by none other than... where are you? Surely it should be like high up. There he is. Papa Guderian. Heinz Guderian. I probably butchered his name. Oh, that's going to be Panzergruppe Z. Yep. Oh wait, hold on. No, it has to be G though, right? Is that a Panzer... okay, so that's a Panzer Armee, which means that's a Panzer Army, which... technically, I believe, means that it's meant to be supported by mechanized and motorized divisions and stuff. I'm not going to go with that, because that's expensive, and the Panzers are kind of doing the job that mechanized and motorized would be doing anyways. I think in the later war, we might go with some mechanized and motorized in our army, because I don't do it all that often, and I find that Germany, in a lot of games, and the US, for that matter, is very well poised to just do a bunch of like experimental stuff, because you have this amazing industry going on. Let's see. Get more troops over towards Russia. Also, we have insane manpower right now. That's kind of wild. Hungarians are, of course, yep, they're under us. Serbia is not, though, so Serbia might be an option. Italy, of course, a possible enemy. If we take Italy, that would open up an ability, like if we take, for example, the... Oh, never mind, I was about to say, if we take the Alps here, like quickly, blitz through the Alps, of course, from our experience, that hasn't really worked out that well. But if we theoretically did that, we could attack France down here in Provence. Yeah, Provence. Instead of having to go through all of their defenses. I'm going to make the basic snorkel because it is such an amazing upgrade to the U-boat's visibility profile and stuff. A snorkel, by the way, to those that don't know, the like the actual meaning behind that technology, or the intention behind that technology, is so that the U-boat can run its diesel engine underneath the ocean and not actually kill its crew. So what the snorkel does is it basically sends up the, I believe at least, it sends up the fumes up to the surface. So, like the reason a submarine runs on a battery-powered engine while it's underwater is because the fumes from any sort of like combustion engine is going to just choke out everyone inside of the submarine. Because of course there's no air exchange when you're inside a submarine like that. So a submarine in World War II would have to periodically surface, not just because they'd run out of battery, which has to be charged by running the combustion engine. They would also have to surface just in order to exchange the the O2 in the air, or the CO2 in the air with actual O2 from the surface, because you know, the crew and everything generates CO2. And if you're late about doing that, you might not notice that you're actually passing out and dying from O2, from a lack of O2, because CO2 poisoning is quite sinister. Or like quite insidious. It grabs you before you know it. So we gotta give this, or these Panzer armies a different color, so we can tell them apart. How about yellow for that one? And then Guderian will be red. Make it bright red. There we can tell them apart from these guys. Let's have him train as well. See, Manstein will set him up. I think we should set him up against Romania. Oh no, sorry. Oh my God, Ukraine. Often called the Ukraine. Kind of. I would say incorrectly, because in Soviet times, Ukraine, I believe in Russian means the borderlands or something like that, the frontier. So the Russians would just call it the Ukraine, basically, because that's how the word kind of works. So people in foreign policy commentators and stuff during the Cold War would call it the Ukraine, because it is the borderlands or whatever. Nowadays, though, since it's a country of its own, I think it should be called Ukraine. Otherwise, it kind of has this this connotation of like being intrinsically linked towards Russia, which I don't know how Ukrainians would feel about that. We have a lot of free foreign policy, political power. So I'm thinking of swapping out a couple of our boys here. This is wild that we have two of these guys that give organization and one recovery rate and one supply consumption. Let's see. Production cost for fighters. We're producing quite a lot of fighters right now, so we might want to swap this one out. Also, this is only for stuff that gets researched, right? So, have we researched a fighter with this on? I don't believe we have, so we actually need to research the Focke-Wulf and the heavy fighter, which is a... Well, actually, we won't need the heavy fighter, but we'll research the Focke-Wulf 190. A wild high, or like a wild energy fighter. German planes were built as energy fighters, which is a like an air doctrinal concept, or like air combat dogfighting concept, in which you try to maximize your energy, which energy or potential energy in dogfighting means like your speed, your altitude, and all that, i.e., the amount of stuff you have to work with. So like you can convert altitude to speed by diving and stuff like that, and you can convert speed to altitude by going up. Kind of fundamental stuff, makes sense. This is kind of stuff you want to learn, by the way, if you want to become godlike at War Thunder. But yeah, so... Oh shit, we want to get this stuff as well. I'm gonna go with the Focke-Wulf 190 first, though, because then we can swap out that design company. Yeah, so... they're energy, like high energy fighters, so they go really high, and then they dive, and then they go high again, which makes it kind of hard to catch them. So they like dive past you, shoot you, and then go up. That's the intent anyways, I think. And then, like, since you're at a different speed or a different altitude from them, catching them is, you know, basically impossible, and you're basically left there completely vulnerable. And your only option, I think, is to dive down to the ground, where their dive strategy becomes less effective, because they have to shoot you from a, you know, longer distance. And then pull up, right? Because they gotta pull up earlier, because they can't whiz by you. Because if they whiz by you, they go right into the ground. Let's see, firearm regulations or artillery regulations. Both are really good. Did we have any other stuff that we're gonna go with? Actually, we could do the archaeological mission to Scandinavia, because we're not, you know, necessarily... we're not doing any foreign policy stuff right now, are we? Yeah, not doing the Czech stuff. Actually, we could do... no, that's French. That can spark French intervention. This can't. So that's good. Actually, let's do German claims in the west, just so we can go down this stuff and potentially get the British on our side. If we have the British on our side, we don't have to worry about, you know, the greatest threat to us at the moment, which is a navy. Also, speaking of a navy, let's have a look at our ships here. Because I don't know if I've actually checked them. Oh my god! This is maybe the first, wait, hold, Bremse class? That means a brake class in Norwegian. This might be the first time I've seen them actually be assigned properly as mine layers and stuff like that in the game. The Führerreich guys actually did this, I think. Oh, so the Admiral Scheer is a panzer ship, so that's a pocket battleship, and we've got the Deutschland, also a pocket battleship. Deutschland did exist, and the Admiral Scheer did exist. Admiral Graf Speer as well. That's cool. I like that. Let's get our submarines here into our submarine flotillas. We've got the first flotilla and the second flotilla. If you're interested in submarine stuff, I do have a Let's Play that got aborted because I lost my saves. But of Silent Hunter 5, which is a game where you play as a German submarine crew, or like a German submarine captain in World War II. And I'm fully intending to continue that at some point. Probably after I do my move and stuff, because it's easier to, you know, once you've settled in, to start series and stuff. Yeah, it's like a submarine simulator, and it's really, really cool and really, really in-depth. Do we need more submarine squadrons than this? Actually, I'm gonna make another one. Well, honestly, we can just take all of them and make another one, and then split off 4 of them and send them to the reserves. And then this will be... Actually, no, let's not do that, because I like the idea of the first and second flotilla, because that's kind of, you know, that's the historical organization, I believe, of the submarines. We don't need a lot of... yeah, we only need 2 admirals, technically, so... We'll have Bohm on our, you know, main ships here. We won't really use them a lot. And since we have some oil now, I'm going to start mining. You must be at war, never mind. Okay, we'll... do the mines disappear after war? Because that would be kind of silly. We'll start mining the second we go to war, and we want to mine the English Channel. Also possibly mine the East and North Sea, but mining the English Channel is going to be much more important for the like theoretical possibility of us taking France. If we take France, we want to protect France and potentially protect them against Britain, depending on what happens. I don't know what the events are like in this game, or this mod. I'm always like very excited by the idea that you really don't know what can end up happening in this, in a mod, because like you don't know the events, you don't know the rules, you don't know how it, how it goes down. So we've done the medium tank already, right? And we don't have the next one yet, because we've got... Oh shit, the Panzer IV is like... very soon. I want to swap something out, though. Probably Rheinmetall. Because the next... Yeah, we're not gonna do that one quite yet. So we can probably swap that out, but let's go with the Panzerkampfwagen 4. And let's swap out Rheinmetall to... Honestly, let's do motorized and mechanized, and then let's research the mechanized and start talking or thinking about setting up mechanized divisions as part of our Panzer divisions. So we can have, like, you know, semi-historical, like Panzergrenadier divisions and stuff. Yeah, let's do this stuff because we can get the 5% extra research speed there from public education. This guy's done training. Almost. There you go. Military and Civilian Factory Commission. We're starting to get to the point where we can get rid of the Kar 98K production here and start to shift over towards the MP38 in entirety. The idea that you... Like, so the way Hydra represents equipment is kind of strange if you only think of it from a base level, because right now everything is represented as the Kar 98K and the MP38 plus the Panzerfaust. That's not actually what this is. This is the infantry equipment, like 1, and this is infantry equipment 2. And the idea is that this gets added to this. At least, that's how I like to think of it. Because the idea that the MP38 would replace the Kar 98K in entirety is kind of absurd, because the MP38, I think, is not suited for that kind of fighting. Or the same kind of fighting. Okay, let's research this one, since we've got the design company. At least we should have the design company and should get something from that, right? I don't see a thing there, but okay. The reason I did the production cost one is because mechanized does take a lot of production that you could be using on, for example, tanks. It takes less production than tanks themselves, but it's still a lot of production. People don't respect refineries enough. We're gonna need these naval bombers to bomb the Eastern North Sea to prevent naval invasions. It won't be huge, like a huge deal, I don't think. Like, not something for us to worry about at all times, but it's still, like, it's still kind of scary. So, I don't actually know what the next submarine after the Type 7 class is called. Just gotta get rid of all the stuff that we don't need to see. Let's see, does Wikipedia have a, like, followed by? Because sometimes they have, like, preceded by and then followed by, if there's, like, different models of stuff. Alright, it doesn't seem like the Germans actually made another U-boat version after Type 7. They just made, like, different Type 7 U-boats. like Type 7C, Type 7F, etc. Well, this isn't the historical Germany, so this is going to be the Type 8, I think. This one was like the Type... oh, sorry, the last one was like the Type 2, right? We've got a couple of Type 2 submarines in our squadron here, right? Yeah, we've got Type 2 submarines. We actually should get those out of there. Let's yeet those, because they're kind of terrible. I know, because I've tried running a Type 2 submarine in the submarine simulator I mentioned. And then, let's see, because they're very, 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 very tiny. Let's see, so this one is going to be made up of 20 submarines. I wish you could set it to be like, or to require them to be of a certain level. Actually, what we can do is we can... Oh yeah, these guys aren't in the reserves, so should be good, yeah. Okay, so these guys aren't in the reserves, so they will be... they won't be put into these squadrons here. Oh, war on the collective of Argentina, okay. So let's see, 20 of these. And let's grab the same one there. There we go. So now they should automatically reinforce whenever submarines become available, so we don't have to babysit them. We'll probably research a new tactical bomber, so I'm not going to start upping the production on that. Same with the medium tank there and all that. The strategic bombers take a long time to build though, and to get the production efficiency up, so I'm just going to keep upping the production of that. Let's see, so we've got the 5th Army. And they will be led by... Gotthard is already very, very trained. Kurt Student is going to be leading paratroopers or Fallschirmjägers. Or Albert Kesselring. I'm not sure which one we'll pick, but either one of them will be. Let's set up... yeah, let's set Hell up to lead these guys. And we'll set Hell up to be a winter specialist. Because Hell, you are going to be going to Finland. The 5th Army is going to go to Finland, and this is going to be... So this is the Scandinavian Theater. I'm going to rename it to the Nordic Theater. And... yeah, these guys shouldn't be in the Nordic Theater, they should be in the East Front. Panzer Group Age should be... well, we'll sort that out later, but... Nordic Theater, do we have any more field marshals? If not, we'll have to promote one. Yeah, let's promote one. Yeah, let's promote Dietrich. Oh my god, I can't pronounce the R right now. It's like whenever I try to speak German, 100 cotton balls fall into my mouth. I will set him up to be... see, what... we probably will have him on... Actually, I'm gonna wait. We might want to go with the defensive doctrine on him, just because he's going to be holding in Finland. Technically, that's Army Group North, right? Well, that one probably needs to be renamed. Or we could have just, like... swap them around, but yeah, this one is going to be it's going to be Army Group South, I think. Wait, now yeah, so this guy needs to go to the east, someone else needs to go to this one so it doesn't get deleted. Do we have anyone in the south here? Actually, there we go. There we go, east. So now we've got the eastern armies, and we've got Kampfregimenter here on the west, which will go there. And Kampfregimenter here on the south. I'm using Army Group South just for Czechia. Because they're probably going to be going down to Serbia and Italy right afterwards. There you go. I believe that's south in German. I might be wrong. Seed. And y'all guys are gonna hold the Finnish border, and I'm actually gonna set up a field marshal, like army thing there, because it's probably gonna be like fully connected and stuff. So that way we don't have to mess with too much of it. Let's remove this front line. Let's actually make them a different shade of yellow then as well, or like let's make them orange. Because they're going to be fighting next to yellow divisions. Maternity services, or Volkswohlfahrt. Let's do maternity services for the path down to public education. Yeah, now let's make sure that we've got air wings assigned to everyone. This might also wreck our oil again. But we want to have 100. Oh yeah, these guys probably don't need to be doing this anymore. Oh, they're actually incredibly well... oh, that's Jagdgeschwader 2 Richthofen. They're extremely well trained. Their job is going to be air superiority, and they're going to be doing air superiority for... this army, and that is the second army. Yeah, so they're flying over towards Poland and Ruthenia and stuff now, or Belarus. We'll set these guys on the second army as well. For CAS. These guys already have CAS and everything set up. He has CAS, but he doesn't have any air wings set up. That's actually not CAS, that's tactical bombers. Let's see, do we have anyone here who's lacking anything? I hate how you have to like actually click on... yeah, they're lacking stuff. How you have to click on the theaters and stuff before you do this stuff. Because I'm hoping to send these guys on missions before we... like send everyone on missions before we actually create new squadrons, so that we don't actually have to create new squadrons. We want to have some sort of fighter squadron assigned to each tank army as well, or tank or like panzer group. Backhand blow. Set up a radar in Klagenfurt as well, and probably a couple of these places where we can have more oil stored. We probably don't need to make any more refineries after this, because the refinery tech is going to increase the yeah, there you go, increase the rate at refining or whatever, refining oil. And you can see this, it's fucking shooting up as we get the new tech. So we can probably now go focus on the military factories again. Do we have anything else we need to protect before we do away with the Russians? I don't think so. The Swedes will come help us as well up here, so we don't need to have a massive army set up against Russia. We just need to have a army. There go, Focke-Wulf 190. Let's swap the Focke-Wulf, or the fighter boys for something like Cas, so we can get the new Cas. We don't need this, really, because we don't need the Cas production cost to be extremely low. However, we're going to be researching Cas anyway, so... Oh, no, yeah, let's go with this one and this one. Air defense, ground attack. Yeah, let's go quality over quantity in Cas. We need quantity over quality sometimes with fighters, but with Cas, I'm more inclined to do the opposite. We, of course, need to get the other trainer as well, or the other, sorry, design company before we go for this one. So let's do all the electronics research. I don't see the design company, so I'm hoping it worked. Would be kind of silly if it didn't. There you go, a new medium panzer. I like to reduce the existing line a little bit and then start the second line. I don't want to replace the line immediately because that just, you know, that puts you in a situation where you're producing very slowly because you don't have the production efficiency. Of course, sometimes it's better to just upgrade the old line as well. Like you can, with military or army experience, you can upgrade the existing tank here over here. Oh, so that's a light tank. Oh, it's not in honor anymore. Over here, you can upgrade it, and then you can make it sort of be in line with the Panzer IV here, so that you can keep using it. And I think I'm actually going to do that, because it's going to take a while for the Panzer IV to go, or to get running. This is going to make it a little bit better. Panzer III, yeah, let's make it a Panzer IIIA. It's going to cost a lot of army experience to do so. And then let's swap this one for the Panzer IIIA, and you can see the loss of production efficiency is tiny. Now we can start converting the old ones to Panzer IIIA as well. However, I think... yeah, convert from stockpile. We have a... No, I don't think we're actually going to do that. We have a stockpile of 1,000. I don't know if that's enough to keep all our medium panzers running. Because we're going to have one full army, like 1/8 stack of medium tanks, or medium panzers. And... oh, actually, we're going to have more than that. Let's do 1/8 stack then. Oh wait, no, sorry, this is the last one. Yeah, we're gonna have 1/8 stack of medium panzers, so we're gonna need a lot of tanks for that, I think. Oh shit, we're over time. Public education is done. Well, sorry for no war this this video. I'm gonna do the let's see. Let's start something here though. Let's do anti-Entente propaganda so we can build the West Wall and all that stuff, get everything here ready. But yeah, thank you again so much for watching. I probably should have mentioned this earlier, or it doesn't really matter, but I just realized that I've gotten a, like, I'm YouTube partnered right now, which is kind of huge, because it means that I'll start actually making some money off of these videos, which is kind of nice. That means that, like, ads and stuff that you see on the videos will now directly support me, instead of just supporting the companies that, you know, sell the ads, and YouTube itself. So that's kind of nice. It won't be a huge deal, but yeah, that's kind of cool. Other than that, thank you so much for watching. If you'd like, you can find various ways to support me and other ways to interact with me or engage with me in the description. For example, you can find my Twitter there, where I shitpost on the regular. You can find my Discord, where I have a community running, which is very nice and very active. You can find... also very welcoming, of course. You can find the... wait, okay, what? Rhineland military mandate. France, what have you done? Okay, well, and you can find a... We'll talk about that next episode. You can find my twitch.tv down there as well, which is where I livestream stuff. Hydra, I livestream Dwarf Fortress, I livestream Stalker, a whole bunch of stuff. Which is a lot of fun as well. And you can find my Patreon, which is where you can, if you want to, support me with a regular contribution of $1 or above. You can choose however much or however little you want to give. That gets subtracted from your account and given to me every month on the 1st. And by doing so, you basically get nothing in return, because I don't really understand how to give something back at the moment. If you've got suggestions for that, go ahead and give them to me, but currently all you get is like a coloration in Discord if you use Discord, like you get an orange name and stuff, and yeah, that's about it. Anyways, thank you so much for watching, I'll see you next time, goodbye.